This is for Just JoJo. I had a business trip in on the way home. I decided to stop at a gas station and they had Taco Bell there. And I haven't had Taco Bell in a couple of years. So I figured I'd get something because remember, Just JoJo likes Taco Bell. This isn't, I drank everything. This is just a cup that I'm using. But I got the Crunch Wrap and I put it in the air fryer to heat it back up. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And do the Just JoJo thing. It is crunchy. Alright, so let's give it a bite. Really good. Cheesy, lettucey. I do need some hot sauce. Let's bump it up another notch or two. And it came with a soft taco. It was supposed to come with some nachos too, but it was weird. I asked the guy asked me, "Hey, do you want a soft taco with it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So he punched something in. I thought he was gonna add it to the meal that came with nachos, but all I got was a soft taco and this thing, and I just ate the soft taco on my drive home. But so bye-bye. More better. It's essentially a flat burrito. Ever watched Jim Gaffigan, his routine on when he worked at a taco place? And he says, what's a tostada? A tortilla, cheese, meat, and lettuce. Something like that. Burrito, tortilla, cheese, meat, beans, lettuce. But very good. So while I'm at it, let me continue my homeless story. For follow-up. Slept in my car at a friend's house. Slept at a friend's aunt and uncle's house. Slept at my friend's stepdad's condo. And then went home to get something. Asked my mom if I could get something. And she says, "Why don't you just stay here then? You can stay. Just, you gotta come home at a decent hour at night." And I don't remember, that's going to be the theme. I don't remember this, I don't remember that. I don't remember what our conversation was, but she let me come back home. And so, got on my clothes, brought them back to my room, put everything away, and I stayed, I think I stayed all summer. Because the more I think about it, I remember it was before I got my other car. The first car I actually paid for was a 1973 Chevy Nova. So I started driving the Chevy Nova around. I worked all summer to earn money to buy it from the friend of mine whose stepdad had the condo downtown. So after the summer, I was able to earn enough money to buy the whole thing. I think it was like $800, So every time I got a paycheck, I would give most of it to his dad to hold on to the money, or maybe it might have been his mom. Being a lawyer, his stepdad was a lawyer. He wasn't too concerned about the money. So he kept track of it though, just to make sure I had skin in the game. So I worked all summer, earned enough to pay him for the car, and my friend, his dad actually bought him a Ford Falcon. A Ford Falcon. It's like a 1968 Ford Falcon. The Nova used to be the car that he was driving, but his stepdad asked him, "Hey, I found this Ford Falcon. Would you like that, or would you want to keep the Nova?" And he goes, "Oh, I like the Ford Falcon." So his stepdad bought him the Ford Falcon, and they sold me the Nova. So after the summer, back to school, and my mom and I got into disputes again. I don't remember what about. Part of it was just a culture shift. She grew up in Vietnam. I grew up in the U.S. I was not the sharpest tool in the shed. I had teenager mentality. So we got in an argument or a disagreement or something, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave again. And so packed everything up. This time it was a little less stringent. I told her, yeah, I'm just gonna move out. We don't agree. We can't get along. So packed my stuff back in my car. I had no idea where I was gonna go. So at this time, the friend of mine who lived with his aunt and uncle, his aunt and uncle had 3 daughters. So they weren't letting him stay at their house permanently. So he talked to one of our friends, the friend that I parked my car in front of the first night I was homeless. And his dad and mom agreed to let my friend move into their house and live with them until he graduated or whatever. So my friend was living with our other friend, I think for a couple months at this time, when I moved out the second time. And so I asked him, hey, since you're letting my friend stay with you, can I stay with you too? I can pay rent, or as much rent as I can afford. And he says, nah, I don't think so. My parents will barely let the other guy stay with me. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. So then I couch surfed again with one day I could spend one night at that guy's house, and I could spend another night at my friend's condo. And then I can't remember if I might have stayed in my car one or two nights, and there was another friend of mine who lived with his mother in an apartment, so I couch surfed at their apartment because his mother had a boyfriend, but she kept an apartment, so she would sometimes stay with her boyfriend and sometimes stay at the apartment, but more often than not she stayed with her boyfriend, so her apartment, it was just my friend. So I was able to couch surf with him more often.
So this happened. This went on for like a month, from what I gather. And at the time, he was dating a few different girls. Hey, we're teenagers. And I can't remember how his one girlfriend knew that I was couch surfing and kind of being homeless. So she asked her mother, "Hey, can Salty stay with us?" I wasn't salty back then, but just for the sake of storytelling. But I remember she says, "Come with me to my house." Okay. So I went with her to her house. We were just friends. I was not dating her. I think she was one grade or two grades behind me. At this time, I was a senior in high school. So I go to her house. She introduces me to her mother. She goes, "This is Salty." His mother kicked him out of their house, and he's just staying with people 1 or 2 nights a week. Would he be able to live with us? Her mom was a very, very nice person. She worked as an administrative person at one of the chemical companies in the area. So she was doing well. She was a single mother. That's all I'm going to say about that. But she was a very caring person. And so she said, "Yeah, he can stay with us." So I think a couple of days later, she said, let me clear some space in the house, and you can come over this weekend. And I was like, "Thank you very much." So I couch surfed for a couple more days, went over to their house, and they had a kind of like a living room area, kind of like a foyer. Yeah, they had a foyer in their house, and she put a mattress on the floor. She had a like a cabinet. What is that? Armoire. She had an armoire, and so I just had enough clothes to put in the armoire. Had a double a double mattress, a twin single mattress on the floor, and hey, that was enough of a survival environment for me. What's funny was when I was living at home, I didn't want to stay at home. My mom had cable. We had cable TV. I don't think we had computers back then. We had like Atari, but I didn't have any video games or anything like that. But I didn't want to stay in the house with my mom for some reason and just stay home and watch TV. I would always leave and come back before midnight, right, or before 9 o'clock. But it just disturbed me. For some reason, I didn't like it. But when I stayed at my classmate's mom's house, I didn't leave. I liked staying there watching TV. Again, I didn't have a relationship, right? I wasn't dating my classmate. She was more like a sister, right? On a sister level to me. And I would do chores at their house. Mow the grass, wash the car, just minor. I would even cook meals for them. Not all the time, but man, her mother treated me so well. So I stayed with them until my graduation. So I just leave that there. But that's it for now. That's it for this story. Crunchwrap. Delicious. Deserves a lot of cowbell.